Good morning, everybody. How are we all this morning? Welcome, everybody from Australia, Canada, the US, Asia, UK, South Africa, and whatever other country I've missed out on. Welcome, everybody. How are you? I hope that you are all well today. Here is Wanda with today's tarot. And we are here in, as you know, I'm in Sydney, or a little bit further south than Sydney, in New South Wales, Australia. So we are now in our Friday. Welcome everybody who's hopped on: Michelle, Sue, Sylvia, Marie and Tanya. I think, Tanya, you're in the US, aren't you, darling? New York City, if I'm right, I think. Anyway, all right. How are you? Now, if you look in the comments box, because I'm going to try and keep this short so I'm not sort of bagging on forever, okay, I was thinking about today, you know, I usually sort of work with my intuition, and I woke up this morning with a blank. And I thought, could that be a reflection of maybe where I need to be today, to chill out a little bit, because I've been quite intense with my work leading up to the end of January, because here in Australia we've just finished our summer and we are moving back into the swing of things, which means everybody goes back to their job, their work, and the children also go back to the school. And one of my jobs is very connected to the school because I teach art classes. And I have, let me see, how many classes do I have a week? One, two. I have several classes a week, which keep me very busy and on my toes. So it's been very intense for me, making sure that, you know, sending out all the emails, the usual for a business, okay? So that's all sort of happening. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about was, do you use the phrase, I'm busy? So someone rings you up and goes, hi, Wanda, how are you? And you say, yeah, really, really good. What's been happening for you, Wanda? And you go, or I go, I'm busy. Now, what does that mean? And I've read a lot over the last 12 months more so that is something that I grew up with and something I adopted for myself with regards to my state of being, that I am busy. And when I really thought about it, what does that actually mean? And I'll tell you what it actually means for me, okay? When I say I'm busy, inside that, what I'm actually saying to people is my brain is so full of chaos, I don't know what the shit I'm doing, and I'm just going from one thing to another like an absolute jackass, and I'm just hoping that there'll be a good outcome at the end. Now, you know what? I spent a lot of my life saying I'm busy. And I thought that was a good thing, because when you're busy, you're not bored. And if you're busy, it looks like as if you've got everything together. Well, that was completely far from the truth. As a matter of fact, I didn't have a lot together. I was always busy and had things to do and uncompleted projects and going around and around and around and never finishing anything. Is this resonating with you this morning? Hello, how are you? Oh, okay, Tanya, yeah, Washington, D.C. I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Okay, so let's get back to being busy, all right? Are you doing that? Because we've got to find another phrase, and I am so, it's such a habit for me to say I'm busy, and I really, really, that is something I really deeply, sincerely want to let go of. Is it something that you need to let go of? Because I'm telling you now, when you say I'm busy, it actually means that you're in chaos, you're in turbulence, and that you are not fulfilling your responsibilities. And really, that's not what life is all about. You know, I sacrificed connecting with people, talking to people, taking myself for a walk to the beach, having some downtime, maybe watching a bit of the silly box, the TV, maybe even going and having a massage. I never did that because I always believed at the bottom of what I was believing in my busyness that I had to work hard for a living. And it makes me sometimes inside cry, because that's how I spent maybe 30 or 40 years of my life like that. And that I had to finish everything around me, finish my study, finish that, look, do the washing, do the clothing, get to work, do this, drive my son there, do this, do that, and on and on and on. And then finally, I had about half an hour left, and I thought, right, I was so exhausted, I'd have to go lie down for a little bit and then get back to busy again. It's insanity. It is absolutely insanity. And take it from me, from my heart, that cut that out. Don't do it. Take it from me as a lesson from someone who's been the busiest girl on the planet. And you know what? I haven't been busy. Because even though I have my business, which I'm so grateful for, I look back and I think that there is so much more I could have accomplished had I been more in flow. So when you catch yourself out by when someone says, how are you? And you know you're enjoying your life, and you might be sort of, you know, you're doing things, but you're not in a state of chaos. So rather than say that you're busy, which then, you know, reflects chaos, it reflects turbulence, say this instead. Say, I'm in flow. I'm in flow. And the person on the other end of the phone or who you're talking to might go, oh, you know, oh, what does that mean? Well, then you explain, oh, I'm just enjoying myself, and I'm having a cup of coffee now, and shortly I'll go back into the studio, and everything is cruisy. Does that make sense? I feel so much better, and I do even yesterday, I can catch myself out that I have a button that even if I'm pressing stop, 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 I'm still going. And that is an old program. So I have to be super, super conscious. I haven't nailed it yet. And I don't know, because when you've got a program that you've been living that you think is part of your existence for 30, 40, 50 years, okay, well, let's go back to maybe 40 years. That's probably better. If I go back to that, it's a very hard habit to break. And I acknowledge that, and I'm aware of it. And so when you become more aware and in the present moment, that you listen to your thoughts that go on in your mind, you can nail it and go, no, I'm not busy, I'm in flow. And so my aim is now, from here until the day I drop dead, I'm going to be in flow. Okay, in flow, not I'm busy. And now I'm going to shuffle the cards. Okay, so this card is going to bring us over the weekend. What have you got planned? What are you doing for this weekend? I know for myself, I'm going to take some time out, and it's raining here in Sydney. The flowers and the plants are so excited here on the East Coast, and the birds were singing this morning. They were having all a lovely bath on the trees, you know, excuse me, celebrating the lovely cool weather and the rain. So wherever you are, I hope, irrespective of the weather, what are you going to do? I'm going to go clothes shopping today. And then for the weekend, I'm going to have a bit of chill time, and I don't know, I think I might try and see what it's like to be a bit brain dead for a bit. I think that might do me good. And I'm going next week, I'm heading off to the Gold Coast, which is about an hour away from me, flying north, to attend a wonderful mastermind with the online business that I have established myself in, and we're meeting all our team members and my mentor Melissa, and we're going to have a beautiful day. I'm very excited about that. We've got Kerwin Ray coming to talk, as well as, I forgot, what's her name now? Oh, far out, I forgot. Megan Hillier, who is a wonderful entrepreneur, like a new age entrepreneur, and quite a few other speakers. I've got I call him Juan Baba, but I think I've got the name wrong. Isn't that dreadful? See, that's when you don't read things properly on your list. Okay, so I'm in flow, and what is for today's tarot? What is happening today? And take it with a grain of salt, remembering, oh my goshes, I love it. Okay, the 10 of Cups. Now, the cups are about emotion. Okay, the cups are about emotion, and this is a very positive card. The 10 is the number of new beginnings, or you got the 0 there. It's the number of new beginnings. It's the number of the universe. Okay, and what that actually means is there in the 10 of Cups, you've got the family. Now, some of you are going to connect with family today or plan something for family. There might be a gathering for someone's special birthday or an engagement party. I want to use the word funeral too, and even though that might be a bit sad, really when we think about it, when someone leaves the earth and they leave a legacy and they've touched your soul and they've touched your heart in some way, then that is a life to be celebrated. So there's something family coming up. And it's also, well, for me, I know that in the next week, this time next week, I'll be with my online family. I'll be actually meeting them physically. So that will be super amazing. So I know why that's coming in. So is there someone in your family that you need to connect with? Is there someone in your family overseas that you need to stretch out your hand to? Now, it's not only you doing the action, but it's also getting information from them as well. So you're going to get a message or you're going to hear some great news. It's all about the love. Okay, so that is what's happening today. Is there anything else? You might even hear from a sibling. So you might, for example, some of you might not have heard from your brother or your sister for a while, or an aunt or an uncle that's not actually in your immediate family, and you will probably hear something from those in the next, between now and the next 10 days. So that is awesome too. It's a positive card. All right, now who am I going to read for right now? Let us have a look. All right. Oh, that's right. It's Regan. Thank you very much, Helen. Awesome. Let's have a look. Okay, now, Sean, are you still on? Sean, have I read for you before? I'm not sure because you're the first name on the list there. So this is for Sean. Okay, I love it when guys hop on because I know that a lot of my girls come on. I don't mind that either, mind you. Okay, so does that make sense for you about the family? Is it making sense? And if it is making sense for you, and don't forget, the learning card came up quite a bit. So is there something new you're going to learn? Sometimes another thing is, you've got to be ready for this one. On the 4th of February is, I think it's connected to the, these early days is the Chinese New Year, right? Now on the 4th of February is also the new moon. And the new moon is going to be spectacular. A new moon means new beginnings. So and it's around income. So those of you who have been struggling a little bit and you've been hoping for that little bit of extra umfalada coming into your bank account, be ready. The next 14 days are going to be awesome for that. So that's really great. So put your little wishes, put your intentions out there and see what happens. Okie dokie. This card is for Sean. Sean, here we go. The angels are and guides of clairvoyancy. What does that mean? It means that really listen to your intuition. And everybody's intuition isn't always a gut feeling. I know that sometimes people can hear the message loud and clear. I know that's happened to me in my life before. That's woken me up out of my sleep. It could also be something having a vision, like an idea in your mind. You might get that kind of side of clairvoyancy. Or it might be a sense. A sense, you hear it and you see it. Some of us, like myself, are all three. and it sometimes gets a bit busy. But when it's really, really strong, when it needs to be super strong message for me, like one time I got saved from a fire, then that was a voice that I heard. Okay, so some of us are leaning more towards one than the other. I work with all three. What is your natural intuition, Sean? And use that. Why? Because you will feel your own higher self speaking to you when you tap into that. And sometimes they say that here's the mind brain, but down where your belly button is your emotional higher self brain. And if you just lay your hands on that spot that they call in yoga, or they call it in the Ayurvedic terminology, the Dantian, if you just lay your hands there and focus on that spot there, that gut feeling that you have sometimes about something isn't right, can help you utilize your natural intuitive ability. Now, it's also saying that sometimes we can fight that without realizing that we're doing it, Sean. So sometimes you might get a feeling or a sense and we go, oh, don't be ridiculous. And you tend to forget that. So you're sort of in and out between real thinking, oh, it's true, it's not true, I don't have that. So listen to your own self-talk about that. When you say, I'm not intuitive, I wouldn't have a bloody clue. Well, that can't be right, because being intuitive, guys, I'm telling you now, is your birthright. You are born with it, just like your creativity. So this is a warning, not a warning. It is a reminder for everybody to use your intuition. I hope that's helped you, Sean. Just let me know in the comments box if you're still on, that if that's helped you. You're going to be using this. It's going to be loud and clear in some way or form. You'll either hear it, you'll feel it, or you'll think it, right, as in a vision. And if you do, write it down. I have a little book next to my bed, so if I get little thoughts and that come up through my sleep or after my sleep, or the first thing that comes into my mind when I wake up, I write it down, because it's so easy to forget. And why that happens is because our subconscious goes, quick, before her mind gets all busy, tell her now what's going on, tell her now what she has to do, give her the answer that she's been asking for. And sometimes we go, oh yeah, I sometimes get it when I'm in the shower, and then by the time I'm gone from the shower to my notes, I've forgotten what it was, because someone's called me or the phone rang or something of that nature. That's not being in flow. Okay, so Sean, there we are. This is for you, darling, and for all of us, the 10 coming together, having a feeling. If you get that feeling to ring somebody in your family, now that is using your intuition and the guidance of today's tarot. I hope that's been helpful to you, guys. Comment in the comments box. I'm looking forward to seeing you again on Monday. Have a beautiful weekend. And if there's something that you'd like to know, or you'd like me to talk about, or even to explore in today's tarot, aside from the cards, by all means, I appreciate your feedback. So let me know if what I'm doing is helpful for you, if I can change the formatting a little bit to help you be the best person that you can be in your life. That is my goal. Guys, I will see you later. Have a beautiful weekend, like I just said. And remember, I'm in flow. Talk to you soon. Bye.